Crash, 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 New World crash, Streamlabs crash, Windows crash, Windows crash, E-Rust crash, Re-Rust, Windows Streamlabs crash, 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 all day long, crash, 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 2 years of crashing. If I knew this was what it was gonna be, I wouldn't have signed up. Fucking, it has nothing to do with the people or how long it is or the money or any of this stuff. If I knew it was gonna be 35 fucking Streamlabs crashes a day, I absolutely would not have signed up. Not at all. I would have been like, nah, fuck this. This is too much mental language. I wish I had known that being a streamer, the reason they pay millions of dollars for it is because you get anally raped by Streamlabs for 10 years. It's like you take anal rape and they give you $1 million. It's why you keep wondering why streamers make so much money. It's because they have to deal with Streamlabs. Yeah, I mean, I wish it was kidding, but no, it's because they have to deal with Streamlabs. Like, I think the baseline salary yearly for streamers should be $1 million because they have to deal with Streamlabs. I really do. I really fully believe that. Like, man. Like, I feel like I kind of want to hire a team. Oh, cool. Now New World seems to be just freezing. Cool. I don't know. Let's see if it ever fixes. I don't know. It seems like it's broken or something. I have no idea what the fuck that thing's doing. And now, did you freeze my stream? No. You're on a game capture. I'm going to get you off it. Right, and now New World appears to be like I might need to reinstall it or something. Like, you seem active, but you're white-screened. Piece of fucking shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Watching this software crash and crash and crash and crash and crash and crash. Streamlabs crash. New World crash. New World crash. Streamlabs crash. Crash, crash, crash. Eve crash. Eve crash. Crash, 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 crash. All day long. Fucking crash. Guys, yeah, let's go for 8 crashes in 5 minutes. Yeah, Streamlabs is totally worth $10 billion. Absolutely, yeah. Why aren't they prosecuted? I'd like to really see these people in jail. Crash, crash, crash. Oh, hey, New World crashing. Cool, New World crashing. Now let's see if Streamlabs crashes. Crash, 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 crash. You know, left, right, crash. Windows crashing. Crash, 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 crash. Over and over again. Crash, 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 crash. Just crash over and over again. New World, Streamlabs, whatever it is. Windows, crash, crash. Left, right, white screen, black screen. Crash, crash. Left, right, slow, crash. Oh, are you hung? Yeah, you're hung. Crash, hang. Crash, crash, hang. Crash, hang, crash. Crash, crash, hang. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I'd like to fucking sue you fucking assholes for the fucking bullshit you put me through every single fucking day. Jesus fucking Christ. Great. There we go. Sorry for the rage, guys. Just, you know, crash, 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 crash. 7-8 Streamlabs crashes in 10 minutes. Yeah! Over and over again. Just reload, crash, reload, crash, reload, crash, reload, crash. Load New World 5-6 times. Crash, 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 crash. Every single day. Crash, 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 crash. Don't like your reformat. Crash, 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 crash. No reason, you know, no reason, nothing. Just not the hardware. Just the software crashes a lot. The software crashes a lot now. I don't know why it's legal to put a piece of software I believe there should be a law in this country where the software developer goes directly to jail if there's more than one crash a day. No trial or anything. Just, you know, let's propose some fascist shit. Like, you know, let's be fascist about it. Have some fascist daydreams. If your program crashes more than once a day, you just go directly to jail. We don't even bother prosecuting you, right? And let's see if it's suddenly overnight the crashing stopped. If there just wasn't even due process, if we were just like, yeah, you just can't do this anymore, you just go straight to jail, we don't even bother with the court. We just put you in the fucking jail if your program crashes more than once a day for anybody in humanity. And when they realize that they can't cash grab us anymore without going to jail, and overnight, I guarantee you the crashes will be like, gone. It'd take them about an hour, probably. About an hour. They do this on purpose. They think it's funny, you know? They think it's funny. I know they do. They laugh at us and from their $billion houses and shit, and they're like, yeah, yeah. How many times did you just have to relog in the last 15 minutes? Oh, was it 7? Let's go for 8. You know? Jesus fucking Christ, man. Why does every piece of software software, every piece of fucking software I use crashes 50 times a fucking day?
Conservatorship under these circumstances.
Fuck them. It's an entirely worthless fucking... Why do we pay them so much? I don't... Man, $60 for software. Try 60 cents. I'd pay 60 cents for Microsoft right now. For like a copy of Windows. I believe Windows, the true value of it is like 60 cents now. Because it crashes over and over and over again. It crashes Streamlabs on changes of fucking, resolution and shit. Reformat everything. Lose control of your fucking shit and everything's all laggy and everything. Fuck Windows. Fuck the Streamlabs, fuck the software billionaire developers wasting my time all goddamn day. Crash, right on stream with witnesses and bullshit.
Well, the
fucking
that they had conservatorship
goddamn fucking thieves.
They never really exercised that with respect to his contractual rights once he went to college. This should be a very easy claim to prove or disprove. And it's also possible that a lot of
crash,
that will
Jesus Christ, hold on, it's been 5 minutes. Need 2 more crashes.
Illuminate.
Fucking crashing. I caught the calculator crashing the other day. Even basic apps basically work like a quarter of the time. What the fuck, man? What happened to you guys? You took all that money for the .com fucking revolution and stuck it up your fucking ass instead of fixing the fucking software. And I want you prosecuted now. All I need to do is bring Windows up into the courtroom. Simple as fuck. Put you in jail.
Expansive subpoenas.
God damn it, man. What happened to the quality assurance? I know you laid them all off. What happened to the fucking shit working before you sent it to market? What happened to that?
Deborah Bronin,
God damn it, man. You fucking thieves, dude. Like, I don't care if it's code and it's tricky. Don't take it to market then. Don't take it to market if it's not working. Fuck you, thief. That's like saying I'm selling cars and maybe one might have a flat tire and the other one might throw a rod. We don't know. Just hopefully it won't. We just released it. We don't care if it throws a rod or kills you or, crashes 70 times during a stream or anything like that. We don't care. Nobody ever holds us responsible for anything that we do. So, we can just fuck you for $60. Did the expansion not work? Oh, are we patching in prime time? Oh.
Blindside. And the circumstances surrounding Orr's conservatorship.
Fucking billionaire cocksuckers.
In a full financial
fucking stealing from us. I'd fucking hang them, man. I'd fucking hang them in Town Square and be like, yeah, great evil has been ended this day. I hang them in fucking Town Square at this point. Watching what they're doing to humanity, I'll fucking hang them in Town Square for being the traitors they are. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I can only take so many crashes in a lifetime. It's been hundreds of fucking thousands of crashes. Hundreds of thousands over the last 25 years, and I can only take so many, dude, from so many different sources before I'm like, why aren't we prosecuting software developers? Why are we prosecuting if car makers or plane makers or food makers or bomb makers or gun makers or water makers or anything in the world have the kind of shoddy fucking workmanship this software does? Jesus fucking Christ, this world would be a piece of shit quagmire waste of death. You know what I'm saying? If everything worked the way software did, Jesus fucking Christ, we would never even be able to get out the front door. We'd die on impact for taking a step out of our living room and shit from how bad everything was designed. If everything was so designed how software is, Jesus fucking Christ, this world would grind to it is grinding to a fucking halt, basically. What happened to software, man? It breaks constantly. You want to know what makes a good nerd now, a good computer nerd, is knowing how to handle 460,000 different crashes and all the ways that they might manifest. Tell me I'm not wrong. Tell me I'm wrong. Tell me I'm fucking wrong. Being a good nerd these days is understanding 460,000 different ways that Windows can crash and how to address each and every single one of them.
Charitable foundation. And this also may be a case of seeking money that never existed.
I wish I was kidding. I'm not. You know what makes a good nerd these days? You better be good at solving 460,000 fucking problems with the Windows fucking operating system.
The producers
I'm dead serious, dude. That's what makes a good nerd these days. And that's fucking sad. What happened there? You pocketed that money and you just didn't even bother to write the code even, really. And so now I'm like, why have you not been prosecuted? How much money did you take from us for Windows and all these games and everything? It was like $100 billion. How often do they actually work? It's like 10%. So I want the other $90 billion back from all of you guys. Your programs work like 10% of the time. It's a little bit more than that, I'm kidding. But it's like, man, like I want at least half my money back. Because Jesus Christ, watching every piece of software I use crash all the time.
Who run out?
There has to be some kind of fucking... There's got to be some kind of law introduced now. I haven't heard the politicians talk about anything at all for a long time. But I mean, now we need laws for the software developers. We absolutely do. We need laws. It's like how, you know how we venerate Ralph Nader for telling us that we needed seatbelts for cars? Now we need a Ralph Nader for the internet. That's some kind of standard of practice. It's really important the way that the fucking seatbelt is now. The way the seatbelt is for cars now, it shouldn't be legal for software developers to fucking phone in like this. It shouldn't be. They should be in fucking jail. I feel like the way that we need a seatbelt now, we need software development oversight. The way that we need seatbelts for cars. I'm dead serious. We need software oversight from the government and shit, and send them to jail if they want to rip us off like this. I'm dead fucking serious. I'm done with them ripping us off. I'm done with it.
Said that the contracts, quote,
I'm done with it. I mean, our software despots
include significant payouts in the event of the film's success, and therefore, quote, the notion that the Tuohys were paid millions of dollars by Alcon to the detriment of Michael Orr is false. And evidently, the producers paid out about $767
Gotta calm down
before the sum was distributed to the.
Jesus fucking Christ, man! How many crashes was that in the last half an hour? It was 8. It was 7. It was 7. Over what? Over what? Changing the resolution on my fucking game? Like, let's go look at that again. Like, yeah, whenever I switch from full screen to windowed, fucking, like, not just the game, but everything crashes, and it's Windows. It's fucking Windows that caused all this. This is, no. Why did I get a Toontown rewritten fucking response? Yeah, OBS and Streamlabs are the same thing and they have the same problem. I tried, and here it is. This is the most cogent complaint I've ever heard someone make about it. Boy, I'd like to prosecute Streamlabs personally. I should go past the bar and just launch off a fucking lawsuit and start showing up every day and be like, yeah, I want to sue you for the amount of mental anguish I faced when I used the Streamlabs program. Jesus Christ, I want to sue you for it. I want to sue them for it. I'm so fucking angry at them. I'm forced to use it. They have this monopoly. I can't do anything. I really want to fucking take down Streamlabs. I might, man, fuck the streamer fucking job. I think I might go past the bar and start fighting these real evils. You know what I'm saying? Like, god damn it, man. Like, these things. Oh, I really want to bring this up into a courtroom and be like, yeah, so hang out with me while I stream for half an hour, jury, and watch what happens. Crashed. There's a crash. There's another crash. Oh, here, I'm loading New World, and I popped between full screen and window, and then there's another crash. Crashed again. Crash. But do you see, in half an hour, I pulled 22 crashes off just trying to run just the video games that I play every day. I would like damages paid to the entire community in the form of a class action lawsuit. Every dollar Streamlabs ever took from us. Yeah, look, I mean, you could just go on for... You're going to realize there's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands, millions, really. It's millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of complaints like this. Everybody in the world being like, why can't I get... Games keeps crashing, full screen, blah, blah. You know, stream every launch, every time I launch a game, any widget or anything, right? Like, Jesus fucking... Like, every launch after Macas... Like, man, come on, man. Like, I don't know. I don't have some way around it. Is there any other fucking streamer program? Let's get away from Streamlabs right now. Professional live streams, cloud-based streaming studio with no need to download software. You can run engaging and professional live streams directly in your browser. You can even use the be.live iOS app to stream on the go. Is it Mac though? Vimeo does a live stream. I bet if I go to a to a desktop, if I get away from the if I can take the process away from Windows and give it to Google, I bet I can beat my shitty. I think my shitty problem is actually Microsoft sucking dick. I'm certain of it. If I can take away the exe from the power of Windows, like if I can take Windows control away from the exe and put it into a Google tab, I bet I can get around this problem. So let's, I bet I can get, I think Windows is the real problem here. And so, yeah, different approach from the other streaming platforms here in that it focuses on hardware for streamers. The company makes a variety of audio, camera capture, and other such products. XSplit includes a suite of video tools that work with most common streaming platforms. No. Restream. I doubt Restream will constantly crash. But no, Restream is a... No, it works alongside It works alongside Streamlabs. I can't have Windows involved. If I want to get this problem out of my life, I cannot have Windows involved. I mean, I know what the issue is. It's Windows. It's Streamlabs and Windows pocketing the money rather than actually fixing their software and code. So I have to get away from Windows if I want to solve this problem. I know I do. So... Nope, you have to use the third-party tool. Maybe Zoom. Maybe Zoom will let me do it. Zoom won't crash, I bet. Will Zoom stream to Twitch? Let's see. Will Zoom stream to Twitch and YouTube? Maybe if I can get to Zoom, but I'm guessing Zoom affects Windows too. So what's the best? What's the best? Can you stream from a browser? Because I doubt Google will constantly crash the way that Streamlabs in Windows does. I really don't think Chrome will crash like that. You can download and install streaming software like OBS Studio or Twitch. Twitch Studio? Twitch has a studio? If you want to go live quickly and easily without having to install anything, you can stream straight from your web browser using Restream. Maybe I need to pay for Restream, huh? I looked at Restream once, but let's relook from Restream, huh? Maybe if I can cut out the Streamlabs entirely, maybe a lot of my problems will go away. No. Yeah, oh, nope, server's still down. I can do it from a browser. Elgato, maybe? That's cool. Restream chat monitor. Restream chat. Gotta find out where my... Oops. Oh, I'm not set up to play. It's kind of annoying. I have to do all this work on the UI. I'm gonna run a video while we sit here and wait for a primetime fucking patch.
5 members of the family. So it's unclear who's telling the truth and what happened here. There may be an assumption by Orr that because the movie earned $300 million at the box office, that the movie made more money than it actually did. But don't get me started about Hollywood accounting. There's lots of wildly successful movies that are in the red because of the way that they are accounted for. And reminder, that's one of the reasons why SAG-AFTRA is currently boycotting right now. But it's opportunities used a conservatorship, one that continues to this day. Now, if you spend any time on the internet, it can feel like you're in a conservatorship if your personal data is being used by nefarious people. But you can get your online personal data taken down with today's sponsor, Incogni. Now, I don't know about you, but I've seen a huge uptick in the amount of spam I'm getting, and it's no surprise why. Every year, the number and scope of data breaches worldwide is rising. And you might not know it, but there are hundreds of data brokers out there that possess and sell your personal information, and their numbers grow every year. These data brokers might have a whole shadow profile on you, including your name, your address, phone number, shopping habits, possibly even your social security number, all up for the highest bidder. And at best, this leads to scam calls, and at worst, identity theft and doxing. So, for example, if you're getting tons of robocalls to your cell phone or calls from scammers like I am basically every day, there's a good chance that that's because your data is online. And sometimes it's completely legal, but totally nefarious, like health insurance companies raising their rates because they got access to your personal health data. But that's where Incogni comes in. Incogni fights on your behalf to remove your personal data from data brokers and deals with any objections from their side. All you have to do is create an account and give them approval to work on your behalf. And then Incogni conducts just so dumb. But Incogni makes sure that your personal information stays off the market for good. You can actually see when Incogni does this on your personal dashboard. This is mine. It shows that these 3 sites had data on me that was rated 10 out of 10 on Incogni's sensitivity scale. And those brokers had my data, including my contacts, my financial data, and health data. And thankfully, Incogni told me when their removal requests were completed, so I could breathe easily. It was terrifying to see exactly how many brokers had my data, but it was really fun to watch Incogni get them to delete that info one by one, and it
What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm bringing you a project called Restream. Alright, super cool. I'm going to show you the website and show you exactly what it does and why you should be getting involved. But please note the link down below is going to get you the best deal on the market today. Alright, Stream.io next to your YouTube. In your way, this is a little example here on the right hand side. If you watch this as I'm talking, streaming is at it to, like I said, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, anything you want to be streaming on, whether it's with you, whether it's with your friends. All these fancy pop-ups you see on YouTube and things like that, this is the kind of places that we get them, all right? So you can have everything come up. You can have your own chat, as you can see on the right-hand side in here. And it's really cool, all right? Just go live. That's what they're telling you. What products do we actually have? So we've got the studio, which what we've just looked at is what he's doing right now. We've got the multi-streaming, which I've spoke a little bit about, but you can see on the right-hand side here, you literally just start streaming. You don't have to open up all these apps. You just turn on the one you want. So turn on, turn on, turn on, turn on. And you are now streaming on every single one. We have the upload and stream, okay? So what this is doing is it's like a podcast. So as you can see on the right-hand side, you stream and then you're gonna upload it to where you want it. Then you can actually schedule that live. All right, choose the date that you want to do and schedule the event. There we go. And you're
Well, I suppose that's one way to do it. I'll probably get around my. But I mean, they want a lot of money. They want $500 a year. Crash like Streamlabs, and that's why they're 500 a year. It doesn't totally satisfy me because I can't record really, and that's annoying. I can only do a 60-minute upload. I can't really record like a 12-hour thing. It's interesting because it's I could try. I could try it for Sorry, I'll put on a new video here. Oops, no. No,
So
no.
it turns out that the real life story in The Blind Side.
And of course, you removed the one that I was going to do.
Today, we are going to be doing a bit of an audit, a bit of an investigation on who the good boys are and who the bad boys are. Now, we've downloaded an extension, so basically what it's going to do is it's going to show you how many people are actual authentic users for watching a stream. So you've got this guy right here. Obviously, 100% of the people that are watching him are verified users. Now, you're going to see numbers that go above 100% sometimes. And the reason for that is just simply like this is 143%. The calculator is kind of wrong. So we're not exactly looking for people that are below 80%, okay? If you're below 80%, there could be a bunch of different reasons for that, right? You could have had somebody host you. You could have had maybe like a different audience from another platform that's not verified. There are a lot of reasons that you could be under 80% or even under 60%, I'd say. It depends on who it is, though. But what we're really looking for are the under 40% and under 30%. Because that is such a massive deviation that it becomes, I believe, a problem. So let's take a look and see who the good boys are. Here's two good boys right here. NMP LOL and Zach Rar. Oh, there's another good boy, eBuy. 89% verified users right here. I am at 93%. eBuy, of course, is at 91%. So there you go. Obviously, everybody here is, you know, I have a real endemic actual audience. And if you scroll down, we do see one individual here. And so they stick out like a sore thumb. And you see, let's go ahead and look through some numbers. Hey, who loves numbers? 103%, 81%, 83%, 126%, 95%, 85%, 99%, 38.4%.
Wow.
Uh-oh, what's up with this? Let's take a look at it. So we've got a stream that has 2,400 viewers here. No, he seems to be having a good time. Very slow chat. Very interesting. Very interesting here. And so we have 2,400 viewers. Do you really think that this stream that looks like it came out of 2012 has 2,400 viewers? I think it doesn't. I think, guys,
oh my
they're
God.
embedding or view botting. That's what I think. Let's go to the next one.
Wow.
Uh-oh.
Fucking cheaters. And they're living the
This
good
stream's
life
about
too.
to have 120%.
They're stupid.
But anyway, let's see here. What are the rest of them? All right. Seems like everybody here is pretty authentic, pretty real. This guy's at 51%. Hard to say what's going on there. 51% is pretty low. Same with this one. Very hard to say. It's also not an English-speaking stream. It's not as egregious as the other one, so we're going to go ahead and skip that one. Let's look at the Counter-Strike category. As you can see here, Counter-Strike engages in promoting gambling to children, facilitating people ruining their lives, selling items that are worth nothing for thousands of dollars. But not even they will stoop so low than to embed. There is one person, however. Jason R. 32% viewers. More like Jason L. 3%? No, it's 32. It says 32.6. Yeah, it says 32%. 3%. Oh God. Oh, whoa, wow. And so this stream, oh my God. So you're telling me this stream it's been live for 28 hours. It has 1,000 viewers. This dude is popping off. Look at that, peak viewers. He's gone up by 98% in the last 30 days. This dude is fucking huge. He's gonna be the next ninja. Oh my God. And so look at this. 3%, gentlemen. 3.9%.
Wow.
Jesus. That is pretty bad, guys. That is really low.
Yeah, humans are not too good.
He said
You know,
hi, Asmon
We're just-
chat.
I don't really trust them.
I would say hi to his chat, but there isn't one. So I'll just say hi, Mr. Streamer. Hope you're having fun. Let's go to the next one. Okay.
Well, I signed up for Restream. Tomorrow, tomorrow. Yeah, I trust no one, right? I signed up for Restream, and tomorrow I will try attempting to use Restream free. Yeah, I trust my mom. Yeah, I trust my mom, and I trust my best friends. That's it. Yeah, I don't really trust anybody else. Like, you know, yeah. I mean, I think that's normal. Like, you trust your family, and that's it. I think that's kind of how it works, because everybody else, they're not family oriented enough to look out for you. No, I'm saying like tomorrow. No, I'm saying like, so I did a whole crash course here in the background on Restream, and it appears that they let you stream from the browser. So I'm going to use Restream tomorrow to stream to Twitch and YouTube. Nothing will change, but hopefully all of these Streamlabs crashes will end, and I hope to get the Streamlabs out of my life forever, because apparently Restream will let me like stream for free all day long, and then I can use Streamlabs to like record, or no, I bet I can use something else, maybe like Fraps to record, right? And just stick it to YouTube. I hope so, yeah. And that way I will kill the Streamlabs crashes out of my life entirely for free. No need for the stress. Yeah, I'll kill the Streamlabs entirely. I've been looking at problem solving. I want to get the problems the fuck out of my life, you know? And Streamlabs is just really the worst problem now. Get rid of the stream sniper, get rid of negative influence, get rid of the fucking the Streamlabs problem. I'll just kill problems one after another, you know. And so if I can kill Streamlabs out of my life, I will sleep better, I will lose weight, I will yell less. I mean, I know. I feel like Streamlabs and I have a bad marriage, and I yell most of the time about it. Like, Streamlabs is the worst. Constant, like honestly, I hate Streamlabs more than the man I put in jail. It's caused me more heartache and sorrow and loss and time. That man fucked me up. But all it really was the day that he tried to kill me, and then the court date, and then talking to the detectives in between, right? And it was like, all in all, it was like, I don't know, 10 or 12 hours of my time or something, and I was done with that whole debacle in like a day. Streamlabs has remained causing me heartache, something every day, all day long, for 16 months. And I hate Streamlabs more than the man I put in jail now. So I've got to get it out of my life. I've got to. This program has become essentially like my master. I'm a slave to this program. It constantly crashes on me. It constantly causes me problems. It constantly tanks the stream. I'll get to 10 people and the Streamlabs immediately starts crashing over and over and over and over again. And I lose 10 people like that. It'll just like every prime time now for 16 months, I get to 10 people and the Streamlabs immediately starts crashing. And I'm sorry, but I think it's either something they built into the program, but I mean, I don't know what it is, but I've got to get away from it. It's the worst thing in my life now. It's far worse than the stream sniper. It caused me so much more heartache than him. It's weird how a program that's just trying to sell me a product is far worse of a negative influence than somebody who literally did stalk me for 20,000 hours. Streamlabs is way, way, way worse of an aspect. I think of Streamlabs now like Nazis or rapists or something like that. I think they're about as morally sound as rapists or murderers, kind of. The amount of the billions of hours that they must steal from mankind every single day is not too good. Not too good.
Look at Cyberpunk, maybe.
I think exponentially that evil is actually the worst thing in the world. We just don't know about it. How much time people spend. I think it is actually the worst thing in the world. How much time software is costing humanity. I think it's the worst thing in the world. I think it's worse than the Holocaust. Not to downplay the life or the loss of life or anything, or the war. I'm saying it's actually cost us more life and time and effort and money than the Holocaust, I think. The software failing, I think it's actually, I don't know if it's caused as much death, but I bet it has. If you were to actually track how bad the software failing actually is, I think you would find a lot of death and a lot of sorrow and I think it's a really good expose piece. I think something we lie to ourselves is that these people who make the software are actually really good people. But I think if you were to actually deep dive it, I think you would find that software causes all kinds of death and murder and like loss and money and theft and stuff. I think software is actually now the biggest evil on the planet. I think if you were to actually chart the woes the software has caused, it might be worse than world wars. And I'm actually really serious about this. I think it's where basically I think the fascism went online and became software development. I think. And I actually really believe this. So now, I think we've got kind of a burgeoning threat that hasn't got a name yet. A new Sauron on the horizon. The shadow looms, and his software development stealing from us and causing deaths and money loss and time loss on a scale that rivals thousands and millions of correlated hours. If you look at how much mankind actually spends on email programs and stuff, just trying to get them to work, or like Windows, trying to get Windows to work. We're trying to get video games to work, right? I'm beginning to think that actually now the new world war is software failure. It doesn't cost lives, thank God, but it costs more money and more time. It's like we switched up from death being the consequence to time, and now instead of taking millions of lives in a world war, they're stealing from us with software that causes us to sit there and fiddle with software all day. Instead of, like, you know, living our lives or doing anything, I think. Maybe this is just the point of view of an interminably online person, I guess. Maybe I just use their software too much. I know this isn't a problem for people who aren't online. Yeah, I would think in 2023, it wouldn't be crashing 35 times a day and costing me hundreds of hours of lost time. I think that should be a suable government infraction. I think you should essentially go to jail if you do that to your people. If you're a software developer and you cause them to get mired up in hundreds of hours of fucking around with a buggy program, I don't know if that should be legal. I think it's a form of rape, kind of. Not sexual rape, but like rape of your time. It's like time theft, I guess. It's like a word for it. I think time theft should begin to be a prosecutable offense. When you look at how much time theft Streamlabs has stolen from me, you know, number two, you sat there for 5 weeks or something like that and watched me deal with the Streamlabs crashes every day. You've watched me do it, and you're aware of it. I've seen you watch firsthand what it does to me every day. And that kind of time theft, I don't know why they'll put me in jail for shoplifting, but not these people for stealing 2,000 hours of my time every year. I don't really understand that. I don't really understand why they'll put me in jail for shoplifting $13 worth of shit, but they won't fucking bust these guys for stealing 2,000 hours of someone's time. The time theft is like the new world war. It's a world war of time theft. All they do is waste your time with their stupid tribalism bullshit and their faulty software. It's a new world war, and it is your time. They won't shoot us. They'll just steal our time. It's stealing our time. All the cell phone shit, all the stupid shit, all the bureaucracy, all the do-nothing Congress and the filibuster and the bullshit. It's them stealing our time. The new World War III. We're due for it, right? World War I was like 1913. World War II was like 1939. Or whatever, 36. I forget the year. I think we're due for another world war, but I don't think they intend to kill us this time. I think they intend to snag us up for 14 fucking hours every day dealing with faulty software or their governmental problems or their systemic problems. I think they accepted that we weren't gonna... It's not a zeitgeist of fear anymore. It's a zeitgeist of time. How much time do you spend fucking tweaking fucking programs in your life? How much time did my mother spend? A baby boomer. How much time did my mother spend in her lifetime fucking finicking with her email program trying to keep her 2 businesses running? It's gotta be in the hundreds of thousands of hours. And I don't think they intend to kill us anymore. I think they want to steal our fucking time. And now I've got, not only do I need to stop using Streamlabs, I'm going to actively start calling Streamlabs the worst culprit in the time theft war. The worst culprit in the time theft war was absolutely Streamlabs, I think. And it's weird because not that many people on the planet use it, but it absolutely stole more time than all the DMVs I've ever visited. More time than any bureaucracy has ever cost me. More time than community service or like a job. It's cost me more time than I've ever worked. I've spent more time fixing software than I've ever worked in my life. And I think it's an epiphany to realize that they are making a war upon our time. It's not. They don't want to kill us in Afghanistan anymore. They want us. They want us to sit there and fuck around with programs for 14 hours a day. Every single fucking day. YouTube isn't working right. Google isn't working right. Facebook isn't working right. I can't log into this. I can't log into that. I can't get this back. I lost that information. When I load this Google search, I can't get it to complete. When I log into this, I can't get it to complete. I can't get the password to work for that. I can't get this game to let me in. This thing just patched in prime time during my stream. That thing keeps crashing over and over and over and over again. It costing me thousands of hours. And I believe now that I am in World War III, and I'm going to start acting accordingly. I'm going to act accordingly. I'm in World War III, and I've spent more time dealing with software than my grandfather, a Purple Heart, spent fucking fighting in Korea. I spent more time fighting software than anybody's ever spent fighting anything in their lives. And it is World War III, but it's software stealing our fucking time. And I'm going to start treating it that way. If a piece of software like Rust steals my fucking time, I'm just not going to fucking use it anymore. And I'm going to boycott the World War III. The war on our fucking time. It's so much worse. I'd rather put my life at risk overseas fighting some shitty fucking monarch or something, right? Than, like Putin, fighting Putin, than dealing with Streamlabs for the rest of my life. And that's what they want to. They want us to go fight some Putin over dealing and losing my sanity and ending up in the madhouse over dealing with Windows. And that's the epiphany. That's the epiphany. That's the epiphany. The New World War is their theft on our time. And I had to get away from Streamlabs. I'm not doing it anymore beyond today. I will never use Streamlabs again beyond today. I will accept that we're in a world war and I've gone to war. And I will begin to fight my enemy, which is software developers taking all of my day away from me. All of my day, every day. Software developers stealing from me. Offering me buggy code, offering me games that don't work, offering Streamlabs that doesn't work, offering Microsoft that doesn't work. I think of Streamlabs and fucking Microsoft and fucking Windows and fucking Blizzard and fucking Bethesda as the new Nazi, the new Hitler, the new fucking, like, I realize this is an interminably fucking online view, but I kind of think it actually is true, because when I think back, I think of how much time Bill Gates has cost my mother with the Outlook program. It's what really sticks in the back of my mind the entire time when I make this complaint. It's not my time that's lost. I think about the time that they stole from people who don't even think like me. Like my mother. I watch her deal with Outlook every day of her life since the internet started for like 20 years. And it steals at least 45 minutes every single fucking day of her time. I swear to God, I watch her do it. I watch her do it every day. I'm like, oh, you're on there fucking with some fucking like phone support guy again. Don't call the phone support. It wastes so much of your time. Don't call the phone support. Just learn the program. Don't call their support. That's like getting shot on the front lines. You really start to bleed out then. You lose so much time calling support. Your time is like your blood now, and they're stealing the time. They're new vampires. They're the new army is the deep state trying to steal who attacked me, and I'm gonna call the enemy what the enemy actually is. It's the people stealing my time with this horse shit. It's all this software stealing my time. No, I have not seen the movie in time. Let's go look at it. I believe I'm in a new world war, and it's not our blood that they're after, or some kind of fucking like racial cause, or some kind of savior cause, or some kind of Jesus like fucking thing that America's got, some kind of Jesus Christ post like America likes to do. I think the new thing is stealing our fucking time. It's stealing our time. It's stealing our time. I didn't know. I was like, why hasn't there been a war? Why hasn't there been a 9/11? Why hasn't there been something? You know, there's been a war in Russia and Ukraine, but it's weird. Like usually, if the Republicans were kicked out of Afghanistan, they would start a war the next year. Usually. If the Republicans were kicked out of Afghanistan for being, warmongering fucking efforts, and they were kicked out of it, and eventually 20 years later, Biden withdraws, right? Usually, right after that, you're going to see another invasion and another war where the conquistador white male in America goes looking for oil somewhere else. And I wonder where the war went. It went online, and they were like, wait, there's more money to be made from stealing their time than there ever was shooting bullets or bombs or guns at them. And I think the new war is online on the software, and I think the government's out the software, and I think they're bugging them on purpose to steal our time. I really do. I realize how paranoid that actually is. It sounds like Snowden or something like that. But let's go look at In Time trailer. No, I have not seen the movie In Time, no. Let's go see. Like, I look at how much time they steal from me every day, and I'm like, no. If that's what streaming was, I don't want to be a streamer. If it means fucking with Streamlabs for 12 fucking hours a day, I don't care if they offer me $10 million. I don't want to deal with Streamlabs for 10 hours a day. I don't want to deal with it. It'll put me in the madhouse. It's not worth the $10 million. It's not worth it. Microsoft and Windows and Streamlabs are not worth $10 million. They're not worth $10 million. The career's not worth it. I might stop being a streamer. Microsoft and Streamlabs are not worth $10 million. The lifetime of battling Microsoft and Streamlabs is not worth $10 million. I'll take being a loser in my house playing one-player games with no internet first. I don't think I can give them this kind of time anymore. I don't think I can give Microsoft this kind of time anymore. I don't think I can give Streamlabs this kind of time anymore. I'm going to actively fight them now. I'm going to just cut them out of my life. I will learn Linux. I think. I will learn whatever it takes to get Microsoft and fucking like Streamlabs out of my life. They steal more time than I could ever take out of their hides. I could take it in blood. It wouldn't matter. I could kill everybody in that entire corporation. It still wouldn't add up to the amount of time they stolen from just me. Just me. Like, it's this maddening problem. It's like it put me in the madhouse. You can hear it. It's like right on the brink of crazy. It's like, man, the amount of time they steal from my mother who doesn't even use the internet. She doesn't use the internet. She's not on YouTube all day. They steal so much time from my non-internet mother. And all my friends, and I think, oh my god, like in their new world, they don't want to kill us anymore. They just want to snag us up in our homes so we pay rent while we deal with tech support. It's not an idiocracy, it's a timeocracy. It's not an idiocracy, it's a timeocracy, where they literally talk about the theft of fucking time all the time. Like, you know, like they show you what it actually means to lose 400 fucking hours. Like he could do a cut face of me. He could do a cut face scene where they just show my face evolving, me raging for 18 months at Streamlabs, every shot every day for 18 months, and they could do a stop motion of it, acting like a crazy man for 18 months over Streamlabs. What's wrong with them? I want to kill them. Maybe they've never ever heard of any kind of justification for murder in my whole life. Never ever. But taking all of humanity's time for no reason would justify killing them. It would be the only justification. Not some war, some race thing, or some governmental or political thing. But if they really want to steal all of our fucking time, I say we do kill them. We kill them if they want to steal our time like this. Let's kill them on these fucking tech giants. Show me a real human face. There isn't one, because they're the worst criminals in the history of the human race. They're worse than Nazis now. They steal more time than the Nazi fucking war did. They steal more time than the Nazis did. It's not good. It's not good. We have to kill them, maybe. They have to stop. Ah. The Seafried? I think it might be. Who is the In Time cast? In Time cast. Is it Amanda Seyfried? She's, oh my god, I nailed it. I know my love. I know how beautiful she is. I'm just kidding. I'm not obsessed with Amanda Seyfried or anything. I just like the most beautiful face in Hollywood, I think. Well, for my age, there's definitely younger, hotter girls, but women my age, right? She's got to be the most beautiful woman my age on the planet, maybe.
Where's the rest?
Never met the quota.
My units are up from last week.
So is the quota.
Just once, I wake up with like 7 hours in the day. How old are you? 28. 105.
Hey. Oh, it's okay. Hold on just a second.
I wouldn't waste it.
The last time anyone saw him alive, there was over a century on that clock.
Well, follow the time.
His name is Will Salas.
You can't hide 100 years in the ghetto.
You know that time will get you killed.
Hey, Mom, I'm gonna get out of here.
I just wouldn't know what to do if I lost you.
Don't believe we've had the pleasure of your company before, Mr.
Salas. Will Salas.
I'm sorry to have to break up the party, Mrs. Weiss. I just need to work with your friend. This is my death.
Please take me home.
Can't do that.
Why?
You're keeping me alive. How can you live with yourself watching people die right next to you?
You don't watch. Close your eyes.
I'm gonna make them pay. I'm gonna take them for everything they've got.
Come on, help yourselves.
Take the time. It's free.
You put enough time in the wrong hands, you upset the whole system.
Let's hope so. If this works, we gotta get more.
I can help you get all the time you want.
You know we're coming to get you.
His crime wasn't taking time. He was giving it away.
Of all the movies that have come out lately, I have a feeling this movie's gonna be the one that you hear mixed results on the most. Just saying. In where the currency of the world is time. You stop aging at age 25. After that, you have a year. After that, you need to work jobs, do whatever. You get paid in currency of time. That's how you keep living. In theory, the rich people, they live forever. And poor people live day by day. You know how it's a saying, like, oh, I live day by day. These people literally live day by day. They don't make enough money by the end of the day. They just die. And so Timberlake kind of enters the world of the rich with a mission. He kind of has his purpose. He wants, like, bandits. Now, the cop chasing him is called a timekeeper, and he's Cillian Murphy. Cillian Murphy's great. Where has he been? I mean, besides doing cameos in, like, Tron Legacy. Glad to see the guy on screen again. He's a good actor. He's great. He's great in this movie. He worked. Now, I was hoping for Timberlake to do really well in this role, because I was like, all right, this might be a perfect role for him. Rest assured, he was really good in the movie. There's nothing I really didn't like about him. He was witty. He was kind of badass. I liked his character. And JT played him well. Amanda Seyfried was really good, too. I mean, she's the rich girl, she's kind of bratty, and she doesn't know how it is growing up in the ghetto day by day. She's like, oh, I was born with a silver spoon at my ass, and, 10 years of credits. She clearly is wearing a wig the entire time in the movie, but still, her and all her wigness, she's still hot. Olivia Wilde's in it for 1 second. She plays Justin Timberlake's mom, his 50-year-old mom, hottest 50-year-old I have ever seen ever. And it's really funny. Justin Timberlake wakes up. He's like, oh, yeah, I got like a day to live. It's just normal. And this little girl hassles him. She's like, hey, you got a minute? He's like, oh, take 5 minutes. Like Brownie Scouts or something. I'm like, dude, you just gave her 5 minutes. You just gave her like 1/100th of your life. No, if I had 1 day to live, I'd be like, look, you're killing me. You're worse than a pack of cigarettes. Get lost. I'm cheap with my money. You should see how I am with my time. So the acting was good. The premise was really good. The execution, though, I thought it was, I mean, the guy who wrote this movie obviously came up with the economy in his head. But I'd like to see, how it really worked. How we went from cash currency to time. Because obviously it's been like hundreds of years. Because this is a guy who's like 100 and something years. And he does not remember when that system didn't exist. And they kind of sped through things, too. There's this one point where Timberlake has infiltrated this, kind of group. You don't really see how that happened. Like, how many days did it take to do that? You don't have days, dude. So I feel like it kind of rushed through a couple parts. The concept is badass. There's no denying that concept is just great. And some parts of the movie are like, oh, I've seen that kind of stuff before. The movie doesn't stand out, For me, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. Not great, but it's good. It's not as good as you want it to be. It didn't feel like this really dealt with cash currency rather than time. The last half of the movie would have been no different. If there's something between no alcohol required and it's okay, but you won't remember it in T-minus a couple days, I would give it that. Fact, here it is. I will say it's a good time. No alcohol required at matinee price. Yeah, that works. Matinee price for this movie in this movie will be a couple hours. So for you, what's an underrated sci-fi movie that really stands out for you? Comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more.
genetically engineered to stop aging at 25.
But why? Does this movie ever explain why, how this came to be? No, it does not. Just deal with it.
Time is now the currency.
Movie chooses an expositional monologue that reveals the central conceit of the movie instead of showing it to us in a much more interesting way without context.
I just want to wake up with more time on my hand than hours in the day.
But if you were down to around 24 hours, why would you even sleep? You've got a fucking day to live, yo. Get out there and hustle some more hours. How much hardware is required to make this on-the-skin display bullshit even work? This is like 3 surgeries worth of bullshit, right? You can't do this with genetic modification.
Happy 50th.
Yep, that's his mom, even though the actor Timberlake is...
25 for the 25th time.
Actually, if she's 50 years old, she'd be 25 for the 26th time, but Justin wasn't told there would be math involved, and this movie heavily relied on math.
I was sure I'd have a grandchild by now.
So Will is 28 years old, perfect baby-making age, but since everyone's bodies remain physically 25, does that mean everyone can procreate into their hundreds?
I can make extra on the side, you know.
Start fighting? Nobody wins.
In that case, the bookie should be pretty upset.
I just wouldn't know what to do if I lost you.
Reverse foreshadow irony. So shaking hands with someone in this universe results in time-changing hands? It's not like they have timers or world giving up their time on accident just because they touched someone else the wrong way.
I'm gonna give you 30 minutes so you can have a decent lunch.
How does the arm timer know when to stop? Is it controlled by the brain? It stopped at 30 minutes donated flat. How did it do that? I'd be goddamned if this movie explains anything. The name of this beer is a nice time-related pun, but it costs an hour? Earlier, Will's mom gave him 30 minutes for a decent meal, but a fucking six-pack will set an average person back 4% of their lifespan.
There's another one. Broad daylight.
And his corpse is just hanging out in the middle of the workforce. Does this movie need Sally Field to step in and organize a union? In the future, money will be replaced by time, genetic modification is rampant, and yet factories will still somehow need to employ humans to operate a lever. I think the scariest part of this future is that we'll be wearing 8-button suits.
Don't worry, I won't do anything stupid. Go.
I'm only going to obviously stand here and watch some guys kill another guy from 20 feet away. That's not stupid, right?
And that's, is a very nice watch.
This statement brings up what if they have a doctor's appointment or want to catch a movie? Is anyone going to notice the obvious Timberlake bystander in the background? No? Okay.
Need a moment.
Not only does Henry ludicrously ask for a moment to puke before he dies, these assholes give it to him.
You ready to go? Ready to go.
Wait, Will was standing in the stall this whole time? He couldn't have come in after Henry since the goon followed him, so he had to know Henry was going to do some pre-death vomiting. Jesus, this movie has already broadcast that its brain wasn't a line item in the budget. This dumpster that was easily movable by Will is somehow able to hold off many strong men from opening the door.
I know who took him. I know who he is.
Also, how the does Discount Ryan Phillippe know who Will is? He didn't have one look at his face when he got knocked out in the bathroom.
Be safe till morning. I'll get you out of here.
Yeah, I'm sure those large men with guns are just gonna forget all about this incident, even though at least one of them is literally outside the front door and I'm standing in plain sight.
I'm 105. But the day comes when you've had enough. Your mind can be spent even if your body's not.
Sure, but Henry's whole suicide by drunken fight with gangsters plan ensures those fuckers get his time, instead of donating it to people who could really use it.
Why do you think there are time zones?
Because the Earth is gigantic?
The truth is, there's more than enough. No one has to die before their time.
But what is everyone's time? Movie yada yadas past sickness, murder, accidents, and any other cause of death besides running out of fucking time. This plot would be perfect for a Twilight Zone episode, but instead is stretched out to a whole movie. I'm honestly surprised those assholes with guns who were directly outside this building last night decided not to inspect it. First off, this is some pretty goddamn non-consensual time swapping here. Don't you have to have a willing participant before you go sticking your minutes inside someone? Also, earlier it took Will's mom a decent chunk of time to transfer 30 minutes to him, but Henry transfers more than a fucking century in less than 8 fucking seconds. Even goddamn newborns have the green timers? Did they somehow make this green clock bullshit part of the common genetic code? The fuck?
Look at this.
Where did you get that?
Even though he saw the dude last night that had all the time, Burrell must think there's a possibility Will ran into another person that might have gifted him some sweet future currency.
Okay.
After being chided for having too much obvious time, which will get him killed in this zone, Will gives Burrell a bunch of obvious time in the hopes it won't get him killed in this zone.
Loan payment received. 2 days.
2 hours.
It's a 2-hour walk.
God damn it, movie. Mama Salas just looked all happy about making her loan payment that was 2 fucking days, but she only left herself an hour and a half? And after paying what she thought was the 1-hour bus fare, she'd have 30 fucking minutes? If it's a 2-hour fucking walk, the bus ride must take at least 30 minutes, especially with stops. This stupid fucking movie takes an awesome premise and pisses all over it. Let's just be honest. We've all had a dream where Olivia Wilde was our mother, right? Oh, you imagined her as your... Oh, God, that's nasty. What's wrong with you? Oh, they're both running? Well, then I guess she's gonna die within sight of him, eh? Mom dies because she stupidly spent all her time on a loan payment and didn't have enough to make it to meet her son, who is suddenly flush with currency cliche.
How long you been keeping time, Jaeger? 5 years. Let me know what you think when you've been doing it for 50.
Wow, sick burn, detective. But if this guy's been on the force for 5 years, shouldn't he already be aware how long you've been doing this?
What would you like us to do, sir? What we always do. Follow the time.
You know, kind of like Prince and the Revolution did in Purple Rain.
I'll give you 10 minutes for an hour.
This is the most confusing proposition of all time.
We don't normally make pickups in this zone.
So how the f did Will get the contact information for this transport service? And why didn't anyone in Dayton notice this nice-ass car? Where and when did Will get this fancy-ass looking suit? Did he bury his mother already? Why is this movie so dumb? Man, he's blowing past all the other time zones he's never experienced, missing out on the famous sights and pleasures each might have to offer above the only zone he's ever known, the outermost super poor zone. Sure, he's obviously got some kind of goal, but all I'm saying is he's acting like only the very richest, most exclusive time zone has anything interesting to offer, which can't possibly be true.
I'm gonna take them for everything they've got.
That escalated quickly. He went from my mom just died to f the entire system up in like a day. Also, driver continues to casually drive after hearing an obvious threat to his way of life. Supposedly utopian New Greenwich looks a lot more like suburban Galveston. Totally by happenstance, JT shows up here just as the redheaded wig girl is arriving and longing for someone to stare at. Also, JT, Olivia Wilde, and Amanda Seyfried? This is like a Sean Hattussi or Dominique Swain appearance away from being a full-bore Alpha Dog reunion.
He's fast.
It's gonna have to be.
But they must have just seen Henry die alone, without Will even touching it. So why do they immediately think he's the one that took his time?
That'll be 8.5 weeks.
Dang, 1 week shy of a Mickey Rourke movie. Also, let's break this down. A standard room is 2 months or 60 days. Breakfast is 8.5 weeks, or basically 60 days. A room here and breakfast here cost the exact same. Think about that. The society is either devaluing hotel rooms or way overvaluing eggs. I probably don't have to tell you this about JT, but as long as he's got that suit and tie, he's gonna leave it all on the floor tonight. So he's got 100 years, told the limo driver he's here to f up the entire system, and he goes gambling? How much high-stakes poker did he play back in the slums to be this f***ing confident? Also, good to know that in the dystopian future, people will not only still be playing Texas Hold'em, but it'll still be a f***ing sausage fest. Wait, is this shot telling me he now has 250 years? He's won 150 years at poker already, and no one thought to discuss who he was or where he came from until now? So if she's not outside the hotel right when JT arrives to get infatuated with him, none of the rest of the movie is even possible. Just FYI.
Always been survival of the fittest. Raise you another 2 centuries.
Literally down to his last 27 seconds. What a stupid f***ing bet. Not to mention, if that small talk about survival of the fittest had gone on even 30 seconds longer, this bet might not even have gone through. But mostly, what a stupid f***ing bet. And Sylvia quietly climaxes under the table. Also, yeah, he wins. What the f ever. I don't think this movie pokers any better than it futures.
That was some risk.
That was some understatement.
Display it. Hell, I'm gonna drive it.
Man, Will's plan to take down the cultural elite to avenge his mom's death by gambling and buying expensive cars is going perfectly.
And my daughter Sylvia. I believe you two have already met.
Philippe says this slyly, like he didn't introduce them to each other 2 movie minutes ago. And we have yet another example of the screenwriters cramming unnecessary James Bondian cliches into the script. Okay, Will is smart enough to know that Philippe is not to be trusted. So therefore, dancing with Philippe's daughter is dangerous. But apparently the allure of the redhead is too much for Will. These two are able to run away from the party without a single escort, bodyguard, or even a curious voyeur.
We don't go in.
How did you evolve to be afraid of the ocean? Or is it somehow poison, but instead of saying it's poisoned, you say...
You're insane.
Their time codes be glowing while Will Salas be growing. And yes, those time codes would be emitting light and all, but they've never been shown to be this bright. It's like we needed a way to show the leads' faces while they're skinny dipping in the grotto section of the ocean. They both got dried off and back into their clothes in basically record time for this scene to be possible.
How about that game?
Jesus, who's the actual antagonist in this movie? Papa Weiss? The detective? New Greenwich? The gangsters in Dayton? Time itself? Andrew Nichol? These cops bust in and grab Will for questioning, and then take him upstairs in the house the party is going on in. The f***? While Will gets questioned in an 18th century French parlor, I'm left to ask about the guards' guns. What are they for? Can you shoot someone who still has tons
Okay, I'm sorry, guys. I'm back now. My stepfather was in the hospital today, and not only did he have... he bumped his noggin and broke his nose in a fall. He has a urinary tract infection and a pulmonary episode. And so if you wonder why I put you through half an hour of just dead stuff on the stream, it's because I was talking to my mother who is fresh from the hospital. I don't normally do that to people. Most of the people on the channel can tell you. I don't normally selfishly sit around on the phone like that on the stream for half an hour. I just got kind of like, well, good news, but kind of shocking news, and it took a bit to kind of absorb it and talk to her about it and all that, but he's doing good. He's still in the hospital, and oh, it's okay. You know, he's old. I wish to get into his personal life or his problems any more than explaining what happened. You know, I wouldn't normally put you guys through like 20 minutes of dead silence on a stream while I sit here and do a phone call if it wasn't a minor emergency. Just trying to let you know it is. On that note, I have to pee, so we're going to finish this video, but yeah, this movie in time looks fucking amazing. You know what I'm saying? I actually really want to see this. Thank you for pointing pointing it out to me. It looks fucking amazing, actually. The actors look good. The premise looks good. Thank you for pointing this out, number 2. I'm excited. Now, I'm sure there's problems with it like any good movie, but I mean, and I didn't mean to dwell on these. I just kind of wanted to see more of some of the cinematography and the pictures of the actors and stuff. Yeah. So, yeah, good shit. Looks good. It's free on YouTube. Good to know. I wish I could watch it, but I still think that's DMCA, though. I'm trying to find a new video before I go piss. Let's look at this.
Every 2 years.
Okay, I'll be gone like 30 seconons here, I promise, and then I'm gonna do a lot of New World. I'll be back. Oh well, no, I'm not. I'm not doing a lot of New World. I'm sorry. I misspoke because I don't know why, but they suddenly did like a 6-hour primetime fucking maintenance or something with no warning, nothing. They just fucking pulled the rug and 6-houred us in the middle of like fucking primetime Friday night. And I don't think AGS should make decisions like that, but they did. They should have just kept it running. But I imagine a lot of people suddenly, their fucking refund requests suddenly expanded. And so I might have advised this expansion to some people in this channel, not being aware of issues having with the expansion and MSQ. And it turns out that maybe the expansion with the MSQ might have been kind of a stinker. And I might have pushed the expansion before I knew what the problem was, like a fucking ignorant idiot. So if I told you to buy New World's Angry Earth and you've already done it, I apologize if that causes you any issues, but I don't believe it should, other than this maintenance, right? But if you felt that I misdirected you into buying a bad expansion, I apologize. I just didn't know these problems were going on. So they are emergency maintenancing, and I had no idea this shit was going on because I didn't have an issue. I mean, maybe the MSQ ended for me, but I thought it actually just ended. I don't know if it glitched. I think it just ended, I think. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm fairly sure it ended. They paid me out. I mean, yeah, I finished the MSQ. I don't know why they had a problem. A lot of people had a problem. Apparently in Brimstone, somebody put a tent on an MSQ NPC, which is a recurring thing. And so this caused the entire server to grind to a halt. And that's what they're dealing with right now.
All around the world,
trolls. Shitheads running amok. Trolls.
It's a crashing. Is humanity dying out? What's going on? And how bad is it? Pushing our numbers to 6 billion in the year 1999 and 8 billion just 24 years later. And our numbers will continue to rise for at least another 60 years, but this growth obscures something. People kind of stopped having babies. For a stable population, every couple needs to have 2 children on average. If the number is higher, it grows. If lower, it shrinks. If it's well below, it shrinks a lot and quickly. Like in South Korea, one of the hottest exporters of pop culture. Its fertility rate lay at 0.8 children per woman in 2022, the lowest in the world. This means 100 South Koreans of childbearing age today will have 40 kids, who then will have 16 kids, who then will have 6. If nothing changes, then within 100 years, there will be 94% fewer young people, and South Korea will see a population implosion. That is, if things stay the same. We have yet to see if there's a bottom to fertility rates. Although looking at the bigger picture...
I have now been kind of amiss in that I have not given credit to the people that I put on my channel. So Cinema Sins, sorry, I was on the phone and I forgot. Cinema Sins, thank you so much for the excellent content for my stream. I see you shining, you know what I'm saying? I see you shining up there with 3.7 million hits in Cinema Sins. I like the content. I thought it was good. I mean, I didn't really pay attention to the third one, but I liked the, I don't know. I didn't really pay attention to this that much, but I thought it was good. Thank you, Cinema Sins, for everything wrong with Why Korea is Dying Out, and then In Time movie review from Jeremy Johns. This was really good. Sub, like, I don't want spoilers, so I'm not going to watch any more of it, but yep, and In Time, the trailer was super. Oh my god.
Allow me to introduce my mother-in-law, Clara, my wife, Michelle.
Except she's like 38, but I'm just saying.
And my daughter, Sylvia. Whoa, where's the rest?
Never met the quota.
My units are up from last week.
So's the quota.
So they steal your time. Okay. It's a good premise.
Just more time on my hand than hours in the day.
How old are you?
28.
The worst traders in the country, in the respect that they just want to waste everybody's time with their stupid, selfish fucking laughter. They think it's so funny, and they just want to waste everybody's fucking time with all their fucking laughter and all this shit. And I basically think that those people are like demons at this point that stand with them. Anybody who wastes that kind of time for no fucking reason is basically stands with them. They're trying to steal all that fucking time, just like the people in this movie. And anybody who trolls and wastes people's time like that, you stand with the shitiots who fucking ruin everything for everybody else. You're no better than them. Like, do something better with your time and stop stealing other people's time. Because it's like, man, you're no better than them. You're like them. You were agenda as the fucking software billionaire despot deep state fucking agenda. You stand with them. If you're wasting other fucking people's time the way they are, you're sucking the same vampire blood and you're looking the same vampire as the establishment. That's the real fucking problem with this. Why I don't like trolls. It's not because you guys cause any damage or anything. You're trying to steal time from people who are already getting their fucking souls sucked dry by the establishment and the fucking software bullshit and the wasted of time, the time wasting aspects of the modern technology and how badly they'll just eat your time on software updates and shit like this. And I'm just saying, like, if you want to go waste other people's time wholesale like that, you look and smell and we hate you the exact same as them. We view you as essentially establishment at that point because you're just stealing the time like every other shithead on the fucking planet. Stop stealing our fucking time. It's not okay anymore. We don't do it to you. We've got our time sucked dry by the fucking vampires. So, like, you know... Like, stop scamming and wasting people's time and all this stupid ass shit. You need to worry about your own time because they're after your time too. And instead you waste all your time stealing time from others, just like the establishment and all the fucking software despots. And so you stand with them, you're the enemy. You know what I'm saying? You hate them worse than us, but I mean, like, you are them. You steal time worse than them. You are them.
Last time anyone saw him alive, there was over a century on that clock.
Well, follow the time.
His name is Will Salas.
You can't hide 100 years in the ghetto.
I love this actor. I forget his name, but he's so good. He's one of my favorite actors. I love her too. She's definitely like almost my favorite actress.
I just wouldn't know it.
She is definitely like almost my favorite actress. She's like top 5 for me. 2 of my top 5 favorite actresses are in this film, which blew me away. Number 2. Thank you for thank you for pitching this one. You know.
I don't believe we've had the pleasure of your company before, Mr. Salas. Will Salas.
Emotional vampire fucking establishment, emotional vampire trolls. After the same blood time. You know, same time blood. They're after the same time blood. They just want to waste your time and laugh about it. And I'm serious, like, I view them as the same evil. They're basically the same evil. This shit's dope, yeah. Look at Amanda Seyfried in the nice tight leather number.
I'm sorry to have to break up the party, Mr. Wax. I just need
Oh my god, she's hot.
you to work with your friend.
She makes me blush. She's so hot. That girl is so fucking hot.
This is my destiny.
Please take me home.
I can't do that.
Why?
You're keeping me alive. How can you live with yourself watching people die right next to you?
You don't watch. You close your eyes.
I'm gonna make them pay. I'm gonna take them for everything they've got.
Come on, help yourselves.
Take the time, it's free.
You put enough time in the wrong hands, you upset the whole system. Let's hope so.
If this works,
Olivia Wilde.
All the time you want.
Her. But, you know. Julia Stiles. Really fucking beautiful. She should have been in this movie too.
no, we're coming to get
All the boomer women. Julia Stiles. Olivia Wilde. Amanda Seyfried. Beautiful boomer women, age 38, fucking beautiful, trying to look 25. Yeah, this movie really needed fucking fucking Julia Stiles, and it would have been fucking perfect.
His crime wasn't taking time. He was giving it away.
I wonder if they shopped her, because it's obvious that the casting director actually has a clue. So they were like, who are the top hottest boomer women right now, the age of like 38 or so? And can they play 25? And that's the premise of the film, kind of, is everybody's 25, right? So they're like, yeah, let's see if we can do it. And then so they should have pulled Julia Stiles. There's only three. There's Olivia Wilde, Amanda Seyfried, and Julia Stiles. Those are the three. There's like three super hot, like supermodel fucking boomer women that just fucking slayed it in their own recognized ways, in their own circles, and their own styles and stuff. And I love them. They're really beautiful. There's another one that I say qualifies, but I don't think she fits that set the way Julia Stiles and Amanda Seyfried and Olivia Wilde do. Those are the perfect 10 exotics, right? But there was another girl who was a little bit more girl next door from the same show as Olivia Wilde, the House MD cast. Her name is, oh god, Spencer something. It's oh no, not Spencer. I'm sorry, Jennifer Morrison. Jennifer Morrison. So the other really beautiful boomer woman was opposite Olivia Wilde, Jennifer Morrison. You might know her from like Once Upon a Time. And then House, and then she was in How I Met Your Mother, I imagine, and all these other ones, but mainly House and Once Upon a Time. Now, I don't know Once Upon a Time very well. I didn't really like that show. It was a kid's show, but House MD was super fucking good. And so I would say, in a way, when you see her, you understand the other really beautiful woman was on that show House as well. But they had her be bookwormy in that show. But that's her image. She's trying to hit the Christian white girls, kind of like Taylor Swift, you know. And I don't know. I like her too. She would have fit in that movie too. The hot in time, right? The women that they chose for it were all really beautiful boomer women my age, and I'm not dumb enough to miss the fact. You know, when I saw the actresses, I was like, why are all my favorite heroines in this film? You know, and that was really weird. 2 of the 5 were in this film. That's really amazing. I'll have to watch this film. Thank you. It's good to see some really good women kick some fucking ass my age, because most of Hollywood was the younger women.
Absolutely. This population will
a little bit younger.
Not that much. It simply returns to the level it once was. In 1950, there were 20 million South Koreans. In 2023,
like Taylor Swift,
there are 52 million, and by 2100, there will be 24 million again. But the issue is
I missed it. I'm sorry.
Every 2 years, 1 million Japanese disappear. China's population.
Man. Well, I mean, I don't know. I guess that's Friday night.
The median age in Italy has reached 48.
I'll watch fucking videos. It's probably good for my stream. It's probably better than playing New World, honestly.
In the world, birth rates are crashing. Is humanity dying out? What's going on, and how bad is it?
It's not that bad. I think we're okay. The coral reefs have not died yet. Reefs have not died yet. So we're okay. When the coral reefs full-blown die, we're done. So we'll show you about how bad the situation is right here. It's very simple to see it. Without the coral reefs, we die. So coral reefs dying, right? And so let's look in 2023. Pictures of the coral reefs dying, right? From 2 months ago.
Those really hot temperatures we're seeing.
And when the coral reefs die, it will reach a temperature that'll be too hot, and all the fish will die, and all the stuff will happen, right? So we're like halfway there.
Take a toll on the ocean, especially.
We're like halfway there, because you can see it now.
Florida.
Here we go.
Areas where marine life.
So okay, the coral reefs. Now notice the bleached white. It's not the black. Black's good. That means like green and lichen and stuff. But bleached white means that the coral reef died, and it's like a living organism, and it died, and now there's and then the lichen eats all the coral reef, like where it's still living. So when the coral reef dies, when it all dies because of the heat rising, the ocean, and we're like halfway there, I'd say. You can measure it by this. I shit you not. I wouldn't provide these mankind has caused through their carelessness and the plastic garbage ball in the ocean. And if the coral reefs are halfway, we're okay. We're going to live. But I mean, if we ever let it get to the full white, we gone. We gone.
For hundreds of
We
thousands
dead. Rip, rip.
years, the human population barely grew at all, haunted by disease, famine, and war until the Industrial Revolution. Exponential progress led to exponential growth, pushing our numbers to 6 billion in the year 1999 and 8 billion just 24 years later. And our numbers...
10 to 2010, 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. I fucking love Greg Gaffin. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Parched cracked mouse, empty swollen guts. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Some big pavement encroaches on us. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Haves and have-nots together at last. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Brutally engaged in Mortal Kombat. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. 10 and 2010. 10 in 2010. What kind of god orchestrates such a thing? In 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010, 10 billion people all suffering. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Truth is not an issue, just hungry mouths to feed. 20 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Forget what you want, scrounge the things you need. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010, 10 in 2010. 10 in 2010. Like piercing her darts, I heard the news today. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010, 10 billion people coming our way. 10 to 2010, 10 to 2010. Used to play that live.
But this growth obscures something. People kind of stopped having babies.
Good.
For a stable population, every couple needs to have 2 children on average. If the number is higher, it grows. If lower, it shrinks. If it's well below, it shrinks a lot and quickly. Like in South Korea, one of the hottest exporters of pop culture. Its fertility rate lay at 0.8 children per woman in 2022, the lowest in the world. This means 100 South Koreans of childbearing age today will have 40 kids, who then will have 16 kids, who then will have 6. If nothing changes, then within 100 years, there will be 94% fewer young people and South Korea will see a population implosion. Although looking at the bigger picture and absolute numbers, this population will not shrink that much. It simply returns to the level it once was. In 1950, there were 20 million South Koreans. In 2023, there are 52 million, and by 2100, there will be 24 million again. But the issue is not that there will be fewer South Koreans, the issue is the composition of the population. In
all men.
1950,
I'm just kidding.
The median age was 18. In 2023, it's 45. In 2100, it will be 59. A country of seniors. And South Korea is far from alone. China may be seeing the steepest population reversal in history, unstoppable at this point. Rapid industrialization, urbanization, and rising incomes meant that the Chinese started to prefer smaller families. That, plus the introduction of the one-child policy, which aimed to slow population growth, means that China has had a low fertility rate for decades. With a fertility rate of 1.16 births per woman, within 4 generations, 100 young Chinese will turn into 20. China's fertility rates are now one of the lowest in East Asia, lower than even Japan's.
No shit. I just had no idea. I thought the complete opposite.
In comparison, Europe's depopulation is much slower despite low fertility, since unlike Asia, most states have had a steady flow of immigrants. The impact is complex, as a good chunk of immigrants come from other low fertility rate areas. The number of immigrant women who do have a lot of children is not yet high enough to make a big dent, and fertility rates of immigrants tend to adjust to the native population within 2 to 3 generations. In Eastern Europe, the decline has sped up even more because many young people have emigrated to stronger economies like Germany, whose median age is one of the highest in the world at 46. Latin America fell below replacement in 2015. In the US, immigration is the only thing keeping the population growing substantially. There are still places where fertility rates have not fallen below replacement yet. In much of the Middle East, North and Sub-Saharan Africa, fertility is still high, which creates the same concerns about overpopulation as when Asia grew very quickly in the 1950s, but that
oh good, there we go.
Found it.
Yay!
But recently, the UN has reduced its forecast for Africa's
New World
population
time.
drastically. For Nigeria,
Sorry, guys. Sorry, guys. I don't do the patches. I don't know why they fucking patch for like 2 hours. Like, oh wait. Oh, did we not get in? Oh, could not connect. Oh, I have to patch or something. I guess I have to patch. Oh yeah. Let's go patch. I guess. Yeah. So sorry about the delay here. I mean, it was fun to watch a video here. New world time. Yep. So then I am trying to check to see if I am patching EVE Online, or I say New World. There we go, New World. They're probably patched. There we go, and then restart the game.
Estimates were lowered from 733 million to 546 million by 2100. Similar trends are being noted across the continent. As Africa develops, fertility rates are shrinking much faster than anticipated. It's becoming more likely that East Asia's story will repeat itself. By the end of the century, most places in Africa may be below replacement too. So declining birth rates and aging populations have become a general trend all over the world. Why is all of this a big deal? Demographics and poverty. For a functioning society, you need enough people in the prime of their lives. Young and middle-aged people do most of the work. In any economic system, working-age people create a society's wealth. In retirement, you stop contributing as much to the economy. But the majority of healthcare costs are generated by seniors. The way the world worked in the past was that a lot of younger people took care of a few older people. Imagine a society where most people are older than 60. The financial burden for the young will be immense, unsustainable even for the richest countries. Even in the best case, this will mean people having to work way longer, exploding healthcare costs and poverty, while states with shrinking incomes struggle to keep up with rising costs. Technology might soften the blow, but can't compensate entirely. We can see this happening already. 11 out of 31 provinces in China are running deficits for their pension funds. They got old before they got rich, and now they can't really catch up anymore. China's working age population is predicted to fall by 20%, or 200 million people by 2050, as much as today's entire working age population of the US. Infrastructure collapse is an almost universal constant of population decline, because infrastructure works at scale and doesn't get cheaper to operate if it's used by fewer people. If a population declines, be it because of urbanization or the loss of industry and employment, once people and their income disappear, the resources necessary to sustain infrastructure disappear too. You can see it in many depopulated towns and cities in East Germany that suffered sharp population decline after German reunification. Or look at Japan. You can tour the countryside to see dying towns. Wait, if there are few people, won't life get cheaper and better, and there'll be more resources to go around? Well, no. Population decline doesn't lead to prosperity. It's people's ideas and work that create our prosperity, not the mere availability of resources. Another danger for aging societies is that elected governments could decide to mostly represent the interests and fears of their elderly populations, potentially leading to short-term thinking and a preference for conserving wealth over innovation. That's not a society that can handle issues like climate change, which need massive investment and fresh ideas, something the world is already having a hard time with. Many people think that having fewer humans on Earth is actually a good thing because our societies are too unsustainable. We're using it to have a positive impact on the environment. The world population is going to grow for at least 60 more years before it may shrink again. By then, we have to solve climate change. Likewise, any other upsides a lower population might have will most likely not materialize themselves this century. So, just like import people, the easiest solution seems to be immigration, but the fertility of immigrants adjusts to local levels within 3 generations. So you need a constant influx of new migrants, which is not sustainable long-term as birth rates are dropping everywhere. The only way would be to keep poor countries poor so that the young and motivated migrate to developed countries looking for opportunity and a better life. Kind of an immoral thing to wish for. By the end of the century, Africa will have the highest number of young people in the world, and so African migrants might become the world's most sought-after immigrants, with elderly nations fighting hard for every person willing to make the move. Immigration can also create societal or cultural tensions, which is a universal phenomenon in all cultures, especially when cultures with very different sets of values meet. often leading to a backlash that slugs and increased xenophobia. Economic immigrant nation built on the idea of personal freedom and opportunity through hard work will benefit the most. Countries like this will have a clear advantage this century, especially if they can attract the world's brightest and most ambitious. Conclusion and our opinion. This topic is way too big, affects societies as diverse as literally all of humanity. So please take this part with a gigantic grain of salt. Obviously, we're looking at this from our Central European perspective. One way to look at falling birth rates is as a side effect of the world being
Thank you,
less
Kurtzagots
bad
in a
than it
nuts
was.
shell.
Especially women are freer,
I'd
more
like to sub to his
educated,
channel.
and wealthier than in the past. But it turns out that if societies are better off, individuals often decide to have fewer kids. Interestingly, there's a gap between how many kids people want and how many they're having. The mean number of kids women in Europe want is